While Endgame has beaten Avatar in the US, it has now fallen behind Infinity War, a pace it needs to match to have a shot at beating Avatar overall. And reports that it's been denied a 1-month extension in China are not going to help. What's up, guys? Doc Ito here with an Avengers Endgame update. The doctor is in. This weekend, Endgame made an estimated $29.4 million in the US, bringing its gross to date at $771 million, passing Avatar's $760 million in the US. It stands at $2.6 billion, with Avatar at $2.8 billion, a difference of $173 million. Let's crunch the numbers and see how it can get there. But first, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Now, I don't want anyone to misunderstand these analyses. I'm not saying Endgame isn't successful. It's had the biggest opening of any movie and is a remarkable accomplishment, wrapping up a decade of amazing movies. So even if it doesn't beat Avatar, that doesn't mean it's a failure. Obviously, it's an amazing success. But it is interesting to know which movie will end up number one, and I think this fight is going to go right down to the wire. I've been monitoring Endgame's numbers and comparing them daily to Infinity War, its most near comparison. These are the first 24 days comparing Endgame's daily gross to Infinity War's. You see, we started about 1.5 times the amount of money Infinity War was making. However, over the past week, we've been hovering right around 1 and actually dropped down to about 90% compared to Infinity War. The same trend is going on overseas, where over the past week, we were right around the same amount of money that Infinity War made. So the movie is slowing down overseas faster than Infinity War did, as well as domestically. And that's just because it had such an amazing opening weekend, and opening week or two right after. After making about $100 million in the US last week, it made about $47 this week. Overseas, $193 million last week, $78 million this week, with the movie sitting right at $2.6 billion. During week 3, Endgame made a little bit less than Infinity War did at the same time, with Infinity War making a total of nearly $1 million more compared to Endgame. This gives us a great comparison going forward if we take the performance of Infinity War through the rest of its gross and add it to Endgame to see where Endgame would end up. So Infinity War made about $177 million more through the end of its run from this point on. Adding that number to Endgame would give us $854 million in the US and $2.792 billion overall, letting Endgame beat Avatar by about $4 million. Very close, however. Very close. Now, of course, this is without adjusting for inflation, where if we did, Avatar would be over $3.1 billion. For that to happen, Endgame has to maintain a 1.0 multiplier in the US as well as overseas, which may be difficult. If it drops below this 1.0 line, it won't beat Avatar, and it's already done so at a couple points over the past week. A couple things are fighting against Endgame, including strong competition at the box office, with John Wick 3 winning this past weekend, and next week Aladdin, followed by Godzilla, followed by Dark Phoenix, followed by Man in Black, followed by Toy Story 4. Pretty much every week there's another big-time movie coming out that's going to fight into Endgame's box office totals. Another thing that's going to hurt Endgame are reports that Endgame is not going to be extended in China. Infinity War last year received a 1-month release extension in China. However, Gavin Feng is reporting that China has decided to not extend the film's theatrical release, meaning that Endgame is probably going to stop showing in China as early as this week. China is Endgame's biggest foreign market, at over $600 million, and it's estimated that the lack of an extension is going to cost it an upwards of $10 million, which might matter since my model right now predicts just $5 million above Avatar. For those that don't know, most Hollywood movies only get released for 1 month in China, 4 weeks, and it's rare to get an extension. However, movies like Infinity War and Aquaman, and most recently Alita: Battle Angel, have received China extensions for good box office performance in China. So we will have to see if Endgame can continue to match Infinity War performance, or if this downward trajectory continues, because if it does fall behind Infinity War, it's not going to pass Avatar. We'll keep you updated. Y'all have a great day. God bless, and we'll talk to you soon. Doc out.